Hey everyone, sorry, I was just made aware that you cannot hear me. Welcome to 30 Minutes in Dash. My name is FELIX MAGO. I'm your host, as always. I'm very happy that you are here with us again today. An amazing day today. I'm talking to you from Miami. I've just come here from the conferences in Dubai, so it has been a crazy month of going around the world, saying, "Hey, Dash is still here," and showing to people what we are doing. We have today again my amazing guest SHIVA BADOLA with us. He's a marketing expert, media strategist. Welcome again, SHIVA. How are you doing?
Hey Felix, all good. Nice to see you.
Likewise, my friend. Likewise. Um, Actually, one topic I want to touch with you today, because Shiva has made his first conference experience or together with me in Dubai. So I remember the first time I went there. So really, I want to get your perspective. What do you think? What was your impressions? How did you like it?
Uh, it was great in a nutshell. I mean, considering someone who is quite recent to the space as compared to you, it was great to come in and sort of see these things in real life. What goes on in these so-called conferences, which happen around the world in great places with great minds. But it's always nice to see people who want to talk about blockchain, crypto, and basically stuff that you do every day, because it's a little hard to come across people in your day-to-day life who'd be involved in the same work. So having everyone under that one roof actually helps a lot. Uh, Also was fortunate enough to attend a couple of the conferences in a row. So I mean, I got good exposure, and I would definitely recommend people who are listening to this or want to be associated, try to get access to a crypto conference around you, or any meetup as well, because having those real life conversations actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I believe that. But I mean, you as kind of a newbie to this conference space, did you find it welcoming? Like, help the audience? And I think we have a lot of young people, newbies to crypto in the space, and I hear so often, "Oh, I don't know, I'm scared because I've never done it. I have no experience." How did you feel it? You felt it welcoming? Give give us some tips for how to navigate that space.
Uh, I mean, honestly, Felix, one thing that I realized after these conferences was that nothing can actually prepare you for first crypto conference, no matter no matter what references or expertise you take. It's just something to be observed by yourself. But one of the good things is that everyone in the community is very approachable. Uh, People are out there to network and talk business and talk strategic things which go long way to the future. It was great meeting you also, and seeing how you sort of guide yourself way through all of these conversations with different people. So I mean, it's all about being in the moment and absorbing a lot from it. But yeah, at the same time, having such people around who are super friendly, because people such as yourself who have been in the industry for a very long time have seen that transition when there were conferences with 10 people in it, and they just wanted to attract more and more people to come for it, to a point where now it's household, and getting tickets for a conference is a task. So it's still good to have those people who are willing to navigate you and help you out in the space.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. And I realized, I remember when I was the first time at these conferences. I mean, I guess it's really about navigating through these conversations, right? I think it's easy for everybody who's new to get into these, events and networking events, and then you kind of have a bit of, let's say, respect of the people who are there for a long time, and they have their sales pitch already, like they did it already a million times. So but what I can tell everybody is no worries. Everybody did it the first time, and it's really about kind of trying out and seeing how to lead a conversation, and where how to navigate it to something that matters for both parties. I mean, at the end of the day, everybody's there to enjoy talking about blockchain and to do something that help their business, help them personally grow. So I think from my side, if anyone has this first day of learning to walk at a blockchain conference, do that. Um, it will definitely help you further. I mean, now I'm in Miami. It's like maybe we should share some experience. Dubai was very impressive, I have to say. It's a great place, and a few times per year the whole blockchain community is there. It's a place with a lot of money, so we have met a lot of VCs there, a lot of projects that incubate. It's I kind of rather experienced at a place where you can say money is searching for projects and not the other way around. Like it's often the case in the world. So yeah, now in Miami it's a bit of a different story. The NFT Miami week was just going on here. Bitcoin Miami is coming. It seems a bit more space for beginners, honestly, to be here. It's way less business driven, as so far at least. I'm excited to see how blockchain Miami is changing that. Probably the experts are about to fly in, but the NFT Miami so far has been an event really for newbies. I mean, you can see, you can even see from the people, I have to say, like all the blockchain nerds are kind of, you can spot them if you're in the space for a long time. Here, the crowd seems a bit different, and I like it. It's a lot people that are very willing to learn. And that's something I've just realized. It's this NFT stuff is bringing a lot of different people into the space, But one thing that I really like to see is like suddenly it's full of females, right? Of women that are sitting there, that are learning, that are super excited about art. I see a lot of artists on stage now. They're sharing their experience. They're so hyped by how welcoming the community is. So this is one thing I really like. How do you see that? Do you think the NFT space is changing the blockchain crowd?
Absolutely. I mean, we've had the same discussion on this exact podcast in the past, where we spoke about how NFT is driving a lot of retail, and along with the retail comes in the big giants, which are the corporates who want to take this up as a marketing gimmick, and that which eventually leads to a lot of new guys coming into the space. So it's interesting to see how that scope and that demographics of a conference has also changed. I think it's good to see so many people out there who just want to learn, and now it's getting more mainstream, so to say. So it always helps in adoption. One interesting thing that I saw from the pictures around at the conference is that as soon as you land at the airport, I think at the belts they have plastered advertisements of the conference everywhere. So essentially, I think even you would have seen it, Felix. So anyone flying in and out of Miami, the first thing that they realize is that something Bitcoin is going on. So I mean, that's such a large exposure anyway. So great to see this change, and of course, having that female demographic is exponential. I mean, something even I saw at the conferences that a lot of females and not just in the marketing or business development capacities, but also a couple of engineers as well. So it's interesting to see that how blockchain is also decentralizing from just the male dominance in the ecosystem.
Yeah, man. It's I'm super happy that this happens, and obviously every woman who wants to do it can do it the same. It's a matter of excitement, right? And what I feel is that the first time I can see this excitement in many women's eyes that they were just not there before, right? So where I believe the NFT space has fueled that quite a lot, right? Because it was just suddenly an entry point that was somewhat beyond finance and coding, and now the entry point into blockchain have just the possibilities have increased. We have art, we have music, we have fashion. It's all these things that are suddenly somewhat related to crypto, and what I've seen in the last weeks, and that's really made me happy, is not only that suddenly these women are at the conferences, but that they're like all the blockchain guys are like, wow, nice, finally the women are coming, and the women are, oh yeah, how do I start? And then it gets like a very nice conversation, interaction, and everybody's like, wow, like these guys are so welcoming, right? So it's like kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy and like an upward spiral where like you can see a lot of happy people and a lot of super motivated people. So every woman or female entrepreneur who is seeing that, come, it's worth going. It's just worth, don't be shy. Learn walking in the space like all of us have done at one point in their life, So that's nice. Yeah, but you're mentioning another point. I mean, here in Miami, it's really present. It was in Dubai too. I mean, frankly, if you go to Dubai in this blockchain bubble, you barely see any else than blockchain events or people running around Dubai. That's really not the case, but it's the same here, but different at the same time. So you see a lot of trucks with NFT advertisements and driving around the street, as you say, at the airport. Also, the events are obviously different, right? Whereas I would say even in most Asia, these events are very hotel centric. The events are just happening in some, nice hotels, and you have a nice, like all the things that come with it, like a buffet, canapes, and all that stuff, right? It's here a bit more different. I mean, it's the venues are rather in smaller spots, in coffees, and I was at a ice cream shop for free scoops of ice cream for crypto people. That's something we didn't have to buy, right? And it's another funny thing. So different countries, different vibes, and I guess also that's an important thing to to realize that if you travel the world on blockchain, it's always a great community with nuances in how that rolls out. So we are already 15 minutes in. I think we should do a quick break, Shiva, and we will be here back in a minute. Hello, everyone. Here we are back with 30 Minutes in Dash. Shiva BADOLA is our guest today. Happy to have you here, man. Yeah, I mean, it's also interesting. Like every time you're at these conferences and promoting Dash around, it's you get very good vibes of people. Everybody is very respectful to one of the OGs in the space. Mm, and there's a lot more payment happening nowadays. I mean, we have had very good conversations with a lot of payment processors, fiat gateways, and one interesting thing that I would like to mention, what I found really fascinating, especially in Dubai, is how they're right now attracting blockchain talent. It's really impressive, from even included me. It's this country in the Middle East. You hear about it, but if you're not there and like get this feeling of how the air is burning, it's hard to understand it. And there's a few things I've realized. I mean, it has really become a business model for Dubai to attract blockchain talents. And I think the world is now going into a direction where everybody's into the space. Obviously, you know, people think about, where do I want to live? Where do I have to pay taxes? Where can I live? What is my passport? And so on. So it has become kind of a situation where you can see a lot of Americans have been moving to Puerto Rico. So there is an amazing community there. I hear Portugal all over the place. It's, I think, the 5th or 6th conference already this year that's suddenly happening in Portugal. Also, obviously, you know, tax reasons and crypto gains are non-taxable events there. So a lot of people from Europe are moving there. And then there is Dubai, where, you know, it's a business model to attract money, to give easy business visas. You can open a company within the vaccination policy is extremely easy compared to most other countries. So, you know, it has become kind of a one of the big. I mean, obviously there's also Thailand and some yeah, from Asia I would say it's Thailand mostly, where the community is gathering, and these are, you know, people who, yeah, how to say, yeah, it's who have their good life on the on some islands, I would say, you know, and kind of have a bit of a, like, yeah, not too, how do you say that, like, yeah, business driven, but in a more relaxed way, I would say, right? So it's a bit of an OG community you see in Thailand. So that's kind of the thing that I saw in these last months. So in that sense, Dubai is yeah, very, very impressive. How would you say is that compared to SHIVA?
Absolutely. On the back of that, firstly, as you said, like different regions, there are different countries which are sort of becoming the hubs for people around it to move to. One of the main reasons, as you stated, which I see, is being a tax haven that automatically attracts a lot of the local population, but specifically places which have gray areas, or let's say have green flags for crypto regulations. So that always helps to bring these guys on board, form a company there, and start your business, which is crypto related or blockchain native from these places. So Dubai is definitely taking up that shape in the Middle East, where the game plan has been to attract that sort of a crowd. And as one of the main reasons for it to sort of spiral upwards is because of the different countries in Asia, which recently in the past year we have seen have not been so supportive of crypto. India included, with just imposed a 30% tax on on cryptocurrencies. So places like Singapore, a lot of China, etc., in Asia in general is sort of not being the most convenient place to do crypto business. So Dubai is grabbing that opportunity, and it's turned out really well for them. I mean, clearly a lot of crypto money has flown into that space. Loads of new opportunities, and as you said, talent. The way that they are attracting talent from across the world to come out there and set up shop. It's been really amazing.
Yeah, true. And, you know, for especially for Dash, I think Dubai is really a place for opportunity, because as you said, it's really about regulation, and it's about getting, you know, like all this the licenses and everything you need. I mean, it's uh, it's not a coincidence that Binance is moving all its operations there, right? I think they're right now searching 150 or 200 people. We have been at this conference, extremely well organized, a lot of people from Binance there. You know, it's all about the country is giving you the license you need. So you want to do payments, you can get a license. You want to do exchange, you can get a license. Even mining, node operating, it's all, you know, now looking for legalization and custody. And that's what I have seen a lot in the last, you know, 7 years blockchain, that it's kind of a competition between this, and you can see that the crypto community is moving so fast. You know, it's like something is changing, and suddenly, whoop, like you have like a hub of talent that is coming into your country, right? And again, that's Puerto Rico, that's suddenly Lisboa in Portugal, it's Dubai, Thailand, in Bangkok, Koh Phangan, and Phuket. It's a bit scared there. but that's how I see it right now. Maybe there's still Berlin, you know, from kind of the European blockchain community, but yeah. And now there's NFTs, and NFTs obviously, you know, changing a lot there. What was the coolest projects that you have seen in these weeks? Anything rememberable?
I mean, loads of stuff happening as always. I'm personally looking at different layer ones. The recent performance in the market has been great in general. Even though Bitcoin started the last quarter and this quarter at a flat, but the kind of volatility we have seen, there's a lot of VC money which has come in from the US and Europe in the past 1 week. Solana picking up major chunks of it and rallying a lot in the past. Near protocol is something which is also doing amazing stuff. So I mean, it's a constant battle out there. Terra has been buying BTC for their own reserve treasury. So every week is something new and exciting, new products to look at. But yeah, I'm as always looking forward to the metaverse projects a little more keenly than the others, just for the fact that it will firstly attract even a further wave of people who will come into it, and secondly, the reason it's so immersive, and soon we'll have more technology to deal and to have relate with those metaverse parts as well. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, you're right, and I can, yeah, I would agree with that. I think the projects I've seen mostly is somewhat NFT slash metaverse slash gaming, right? Where there's a lot, and just we discussed, you know, like a lot of new entrepreneurs coming into the space. There's a lot which is kind of art related NFT stuff, right? So that's nice and exciting. It's driving a lot of attention and a lot of traction into the space. The other one is kind of NFTs that are somewhat in the gamification, gamify realm, which I would say, you know, has a bit of a different angle, also different concepts, right? I mean, either you are an artist and you now do art NFTs, or a musician with music NFTs, or you kind of a gamer, which is a completely different ball game. Like in the background, what is happening, right? I mean, you have all these companies with game designers, game developers. I mean, from a business standpoint, it's just something completely different. And on the other side, from the use case of the NFT, also, it's something completely different. So I gotta say, I'm a bit more excited about this, because these NFTs have a lot of utility. You can you put them into, you know, game economics, which are, I don't know, somewhat, I feel somewhat more sustainable than art market in the long run SB or can be, and it's a little less risky, because, you know, if you have a game, there's a lot of people that are playing it, therefore demand for your NFTs is a different story. And the third thing, I can also agree with the metaverse stuff. What I'm right now observing is a lot of kind of infrastructure is in demand for all these metaverse stuff. So are there kind of protocols where you can kind of put characters between metaverse? Like, what are the standards that metaverses should be developed on? I mean, there is a kind of absurd number of metaverses out there already, you know? Like, how many metaverses do you think we can have, Shiva?
I mean, yeah, that's what I think about when I see a new one getting launched every day. That what is it that these guys are offering, which is different from the last 10? And yeah, I mean, usually it's still a lot to do. In my own opinion, I think that in terms of tech, we are still not there, so that the people who are on ground and are the actual users towards the end of it can experience it to its full potential. I don't think there is that tech as of right now. That's the bridge that has to be gapped. But I'm pretty sure while these metaverses are being built and the foundation is being laid in the coming years, I mean, maybe even shorter than we think, in the time frame, that we can have these things up and running with the tech involved, so that we can actually see and feel the metaverse for what it is. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know what? I think from a user perspective, it's super cool that we now see all these like number one cool avatars coming up. I think on every conference now you see one of these like podests where you stand. It's like a round thing, and the camera is turning around you, so you can kind of avatar yourself into the metaverse. I think that's a pretty cool thing to happen. And the other thing is that again, there's protocols that allows you to take your avatar from metaverse to metaverse. I'm super excited to see it. I even saw the metaverse from Joel Leeds that it says you can kind of travel between metaverses on different planets. So there's a lot of cool concepts, right? It's like you could somehow think of it like the game of games, right? It's like now all these games and platforms that are building like meta platforms to like move around from game to game. So I'm pretty excited about that. I mean, maybe I should start playing computer games again more. Do you have a VR helmet already?
So this is what I think it's way more interesting than DeFi, right? It's for the space as well. I mean, everyone has played games or has been involved in one game or the other. So crypto, blockchain, GameFi together is sort of coming to this realm packaged in a deal called the metaverse. So I think it's really great that we know what the future lies, and it's just that we have to see how it realizes. But yeah, I mean, I'm down to game Felix. Let me know whenever you want to play Mario Kart or stuff like that, and we can definitely take that up.
We can take that offline. Yeah. Okay. Nice. Good. No, I fear it. The time is very rare to do these things, but I wish more. I mean, and it's not still with all that stuff. I mean, now you mentioned DeFi, so let's go to my favorite topic for a second. It has become a bit not the hottest topic of town right now, but it's still there, and it's still, for projects, a lot of challenge. So I've seen some cool ideas going into, obviously, everything decentralized stable coins with baskets of collaterals in the background. I mean, we're seeing a huge debate on UST right now. That's probably kind of somewhat dangerous to the space as well. And the other thing is, every project is still looking for solutions to own liquidity, and that's still basically a pretty much unsolved problem, right? It's kind of that's still the holy grail of many things in crypto, because without liquidity, without the fuel, everybody, no one can move. That's I guess the truth. And some protocols are now coming up to say, okay, how to build your own treasury systems, how to not sell tokens to the market, but instead, sell very slowly and use the revenues that you get to build up your own liquidity that you own, and that is somewhat decentralized in a way that you have a basket of coins in the background as collateral, right? So I think that's an important thing. Anything you saw in the DeFi realm these last weeks that excites you?
Super interesting points there, Felix. I mean, it's always good to know from your perspective, considering the time frame that you've spent. It's still a very big problem, which is that these people can't source liquidity, and it just ends up becoming a marketing campaign where there are high APR payouts for people, which attracts yield farmers to come in and take in on that opportunity. But yeah, I mean, just on the back of that, couple of interesting projects that I'm looking at is one cool thing that I read about, and I haven't really tried to do DeFi that myself, but that's super fluid staking. So that's something really interesting which has been going on. Just how they've built that on the Atom meta on the Atom blockchain ecosystem, and the whole concept is how you can use the opportunity cost, which is your assets which are being used as collateral, and how can you make the most of them through staking itself. So the way that they did that with the smart contracts, it's super amazing, super interesting project to sort of deep dive into if you're interested in some new things happening on that front.
Yeah, amazing. You're right, man. That's something I have to dig much deeper into as well. The liquid staking. It's around for a few months, right? And again, I missed the train. I feel like always. So it's hard to stay on top, but the only way is to do it. So everybody, my recommendation is read the news, watch some YouTube, make it a discipline, do it like 30 minutes a day. It will make a huge difference at the end of the month, right? I mean, even 1 or 2 YouTube videos, you know, that's it. The same, like, you know, you want to learn a language, do 1 word every day. In 5 years from now, you speak 5 languages.
Yeah, just tune into 30 minutes with Dash for 30 minutes a week or
Exactly.
bi-weekly, and then you'll have your source of information.
Absolutely. Shiva, we are again out of time. It's always a big pleasure to talk to you, to get your insights and your perspective on things. Thank you very much. Thank you for everybody who is watching this. Have a great week and see you soon in 30 minutes in Dash.
Pleasure was all
Bye.
mine, Felix. Catch you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye bye, everyone.